Hey, all right. Hey, today's a video. Let me get where the sun is in my front. Hey, today I am working on these the New Holland 408 Diskbine. Actually, I picked it up very cheap, very good price, but it needed some work. You can see the rollers are shot, which I know they're expensive from the factory, but I believe I found someone who can resurface them. But I'm not going to worry about that yet until I make sure everything else works. When I picked it up, I changed the oil in the gearbox here. And on the other side here, I'll show you. I changed the oil in the gearbox here, and also the very bottom gearbox down in there. But my biggest thing, the guy I bought it from, he says, or actually his son, says that when he ran it, he heard a ticking noise. He wasn't sure what it was, and like I say, they had no idea. He would have told me what it was if he knew what it was. Like that, changed all the oils. Everything is clean now. It was absolutely horrible when I dumped it out. But what I found out is I was out of time on my cutter bar here. You can see this cutter bar. This cutter's got to be horizontal. This one will be vertical. So when it spins around, the blades will never hit each other. They'll miss. But come to find out, this one here was, I guess you could say, counterclockwise off by one tooth. I don't know why. And when I went to run it to try it real fast, the blades were hitting up in this area right over here. So I pulled the 4 bolts off the bottom of this. There's 4 bolts in the bottom. I'll show you real quick. Under there, 4 bolts. Take the shoe off, and there's 4 bolts. And I lifted up this whole assembly and cleaned all the garbage out of it. There's a lot of hay wrapped around it. But I put it back and I turned it counterclockwise, one tooth. So now nothing's hitting it. You know, it spins absolutely beautiful. That's the only reason why I'm putting any effort into this, because number one, I got it pretty cheap. And number two, it just spins so effortlessly by hand. So I think that's a good sign. But knowing my luck, it probably isn't. But my other problem is my floor pan. This is all I had on the floor pan when I took it apart. Was this. Was that. That's all I had on there, and there was nothing. Everything else was missing. And what the floor pan does, when you're cutting, all your material gets cut and it directs all that material up into the rollers, which granted right now the rollers are crap right now, but without this floor pan, all the materials got dropped to the ground, probably avoid the rollers. So what I did, being this is a 408 Diskbine, the floor pan has been discontinued. So I called one dealer and I asked him, can I get a floor pan from a 411, which is just a wider machine. I think it has one more cutter assembly in it, and just cut it. He goes, no, everything's different. The holes will never line up. And the holes that he's talking about are these. These holes right here is where it bolts to. These holes, the shoe actually bolts under each cutter bar. But I tell you, I took a chance. I think it was like $300. I bought this 411 floor pan. I just got it, and if I look at it, if I put my old one on top, everything lines up. The holes are exact. There's not an issue whatsoever. Zero. Everything is they're perfect. So what I'm going to do, I'm leaving that in because it's got the factory cut. It's not straight across. You can see it's on an angle. I'm going to leave that, and what I'm going to do, because this 411 floor pan has this extra cutter bar on it. It's a wider cut. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take some paper right here, and I'm going to tape it to this. I'm going to trace this. I'm going to trace out this cut, and then I'm going to line it up perfectly. So if I'm like a 1/4 inch past that first elongated hole, I'm going to start there, and we're going to cut it out. We're gonna duplicate that cut right there, right here. So we'll get rid of that extra cutter, because I don't have it. And I believe I'm gonna take a measurement. Before I do that, I'm gonna measure right over here is where that floor pan hooks onto, right there. One there, and there's one more on the other side over here. So I'm going to take a measurement of how wide that is across. Actually, that's kind of bent down a little bit. I'll bend that up. And I'm going to take a measurement there and trace out my where my cut's going to go. And I'm going to make sure from my end of this new floor pan to the end of my new floor pan will fit in between those tabs. If it measures out okay, I'm going to go ahead and take a die grinder and cut it up and put it back together. So the reason why I'm doing the video, because maybe there's someone else in my same situation here who's kind of frustrated with the discontinued parts, but it is an old machine. It's from the God, maybe the 90s, early 90s I think it is. But like I said, the only thing that's keeping me going is that it spins so free by hand, so easy. So I'm hoping that's a good thing. And I believe that ticking noise they heard was just the teeth hitting each other. Because what I did, when I first bought it, I took all the teeth off and I replaced them right away. I should have kept them on. I didn't look into it enough. But the teeth were either missing or they were shot. They were just gone. I don't have them here to show you. So I'm hoping that ticking noise was the teeth, the cutter, the knives hitting each other. And no one just kind of put it together and figured that out. So anyways, let me trace it out. Let me take a couple of measurements, and I'm going to show you, hopefully, that we beat this one in here, and we're ahead of the game here. But like, I want to just show everybody, because I'm sure there's other people in the same situation, and maybe someone can learn from my my mistakes or problems. So hang tight. Let me trace it out, and we'll go from there. Alright, so what I have done is I put my paper under the bar here, and actually I'm not going to trace it by hand. I'm going to spray paint it fast. I know it's black and this is red, but it's not a big deal. Actually, this is going in the garbage anyway, so we're actually pretty good. So we're going to be fine. So let me just put you guys right here a second. And this is exactly what I'm looking for. Let me grab you guys. So there's my layout right there. So I believe if I take this off, and I take off this piece of tape, there's my cutout, exactly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take the scissors after it dries. I'm going to cut out this exactly, and use these as my alignment down over there. So let it dry. We'll cut it out, and we'll move on. I'm going to have a little change of plans here. Originally, I was going to take it, so I took spray paint and I traced it out exactly. It's going to be more of a hassle. What I'm going to do, okay, I know this is all coming off up to here somewhere. So what I'm going to cut off just a little bit of this piece right here up to about maybe half of that. I'll give you my straight edge, which I can line up over here, and then I can use the factory cut here. So let me cut it off about right up here somewhere. Alright, well, the cut is done. Factory side, and there's my side, and I think we're going to be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and bolt the floor pan up along with the shoes on the bottom of the cutter bar and start putting this back together. Alright, floor pan is in. You can see. I think we did pretty good on this. The holes in the bottom here are for changing the blades. They line up perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and swing this thing into place and get the side curtain or skirt, which is over there, bolted up, and I think we're going to be pretty much done. A little bit of a pain in the neck, I think, getting these lined up, but we'll worry about that later on. So let me swing it in and I'll show you the end result. Alright, it is done. Here you go. The bar is back in. You can see the back there, the pan is all set. The measurements came out perfect. The blades all spin as they should. There's no more hitting each other. The side curtain is back on. So I'm going to say that's done, and hopefully it's a success. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go top off the cutter bar with oil. I did lose a little bit in the process here. And go hook up that tractor and give it a try. Anyways, I think we are done. And one thing I want to point out real fast is a website or social media site that's been such a big help is on Facebook. If you type in Hey Kings, K-I-N-G-S. I signed up maybe a couple weeks ago and I had a couple questions taking apart this, and within minutes I had multiple responses, and all of them are top shelf, very knowledgeable people, a good community. So check out Hey Kings on Facebook, and that's it. I think we're done. So thanks for watching, and maybe I'll give you guys a video of this machine working. Thanks.